We're all different colors, and together we make a rainbow.
Oh, God. Fucking leave.
I totally destroyed the conversation.
Yeah, you did. But no, after that, they discussed hero masteries. As we discussed, or we were discussing doing this Nerdcast, we actually saw that Paragon literally today, February 3rd, actually gave us some news. A lot of news about here's what's up in 2017. Yeah. What every Paragon player wants to know. What is your plans, Paragon? What is your plan, Epic, for the game that we've been talking about for so long?
And I will say I'm super excited after reading this stuff.
Oh yeah, I think some of the stuff that they covered was, this is like a business, like you were saying, it was like a business report.
Yeah, it seems like something they would. This is like stuff you'd bring to an investors meeting. Like, this is how successful our game is. Like, I knew there was a lot of people playing Paragon, but I didn't know there was this many people playing Paragon.
Well, no, what I like about Paragon, we talk about some of the things that Paragon does wrong and some of the things Paragon does right. What I like about Paragon and what Epic does with this game is, with them telling us this information, they see us as investors. Yeah, they're giving us the information that we want to know. Yeah, we want to know what your plans are, because we like your game. Most of us have gotten the founders packs for this game, and we've literally and figuratively bought into this game. Yeah. So we're gonna cover some of the stuff. If you haven't had a chance to read it, feel free to go to Paragon.com and read these notes. I feel like it's very important for every Paragon player to read these notes. Yeah. So you get an understanding of what these developers are doing for us. The first part of it is a recap of 2016. Yeah. So 5.7 million registered players.
Yeah, I was surprised. Yeah. I was like, wait, what? 5.7?
Well, don't get me wrong. Some of those registered players may not be playing anymore, but
yeah, and then there's people like me who have 3 and 4 accounts.
Yeah, so, exactly.
But still,
that's still a lot of registered players. This game is still in beta. This game is still in beta, and they have almost 6 million people.
And they're not advertising the game either.
No, like, this is word of mouth. Yeah. Or PlayStation has done a lot of stuff where, like, on some of the pages, they're like, "Oh, have you tried this free game that you can play?" And but it's crowded with other free games, so it's not like solely, right. But they do marketing, just not as much. Right. Another big thing: 25 heroes in 2016. Yeah, and right now, what are we at? 36 overall.
No, I don't know. Like, I'd actually have to go and count.
Yeah, hold on.
I could check this out.
Quick count.
Heroes. Yeah.
You're already on the Heroes tab. Just press it again.
Oh, I am?
Yeah.
Where'd the mouse go? There it goes. Okay.
So let's see. So there's 6 per row. 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 rows of 6. So that's 24.
5, 26, 27? I'm confused now.
Yeah.
Paragon, you did your math wrong.
So they only start off with 3 characters?
There was more than that. I think maybe they're counting everything, because the game basically was released in 2016. So maybe they're just counting the whole, like, you know, every character.
Or characters that they released that, because they could have released a bunch at the same time.
Yeah,
because there was 8 games or 8 characters in the alpha. Correct?
Around 8 characters, 8 to 10. There wasn't that many. Yeah.
So let's say that they released 15, technically, new heroes that weren't really part of the alpha. Yeah. Nah, I think that's more accurate.
It is.
But at the same time, that's a lot of characters to release. Yeah. I don't even think League of Legends does that many characters in a year.
No, especially not anymore. They usually do like 2, maybe 3 characters a year, because League of Legends is at like 120 characters now. And that's
at a certain point they were at that pace. I would say every 2 months they had a new character.
They were doing it every other week or every 3 weeks, something like that.
Okay, new character
for years. Yeah, that's why they got so many.
Oh, that makes sense. In the very beginning they started slowing down. So right now Paragon is at 25, and I think from certain articles and certain developer talks they've talked about having a roster of 36 or more. which is 36 for a game like this is actually really good.
Yeah.
I mean, Overwatch has about that many characters in their game.
No.
No?
They have
less?
I think they have less than 20.
Really?
Yeah. Overwatch has like no...
Sorry, everyone. Our information sucks right now, but...
that's one of the reasons why I'm just going to jump a little bit ahead. They were saying that they don't want to go to competitive too soon, like other games.
Yeah.
And I think they were kind of mentioning, or maybe hinting at Overwatch because it's like they went into competitive play before they had enough heroes to where... like when you first started playing Overwatch, you had multiple heroes on the same team.
Yeah.
Multiple of the same heroes on the same team. And it's just because they didn't have enough. And they still don't have enough for pick bans or anything like that in Overwatch.
And technically, right now, Paragon has enough for pick bans.
Yeah, they do.
Because they, what do we count? 27? Yeah, 27 characters
27,
right now.
yeah.
Aurora being the 27th. But I think we're going to see more. We're going to see a lot more in this year.
Hashtag every 3 weeks.
Every 3 weeks.
Yeah.
They actually make a joke, but we'll get there when we start talking about that.
Yeah.
But they 132 updates since March,
which is
of last year.
Yeah, I know they've been updating a lot because like I started releasing guides on another channel, and I got to the point where I had released 6 guides in a month. And by the end of that month, the guides that I had released at the beginning of the month were no longer relevant.
Yeah, because they update so quickly.
Yeah.
And actually, just to give you perspective on it, March to December is 9 months.
Yeah.
And we've already been in January, technically, and this has been with the information in January. So that's at least over 13 updates per month.
Yeah.
13 updates.
Yep.
That means almost every 2 to 3 days.
They're releasing up patches.
They're releasing a patch or an update or a new character or whatever. Like, that is very impressive for a game.
It's insane.
Yeah.
That rate of development is just...
And this shows that Paragon is listening and Paragon is working, and you see that this is a beta. They know this is a beta, and they understand this is a beta, but they do as much as they can. And it's something where they could be hiding this game for the entire time until they release, but they're letting people play it and be the game testers for it.
Yeah.
And it's pretty polished for a beta.
Yeah.
Like, it's Warframes. This is the reason why Warframes is so big.
Yeah.
Is because they did the exact same model. They let players be the game testers, and they took that and listened to the fans and listened to what they wanted.
Yeah.
And, I mean, it's always great. I always say a fresh pair of eyes is the most valuable thing.
Yeah.
Because you might, as an artist, you get blinded.
Yeah.
You get blinded by your own vision and your own ideas. And when you let someone like Joe Everyone step in and be like, oh, I would like to see this. And they're like, that's fucking genius.
It's like, yeah, that's a really good idea.
Yeah. I think that'd be, I think that's amazing. 132. I never even realized it.
Yeah.
Until now. How many updates they've had, and that's including alpha and beta stuff so far.
Yeah, I didn't either. I knew they were releasing a lot, but I didn't know it was that many.
Oh, man, it's great. And then they introduced a bunch of features, including draft mode, improved matchmaking, and card crafting.
Yeah.
Draft mode is getting more annoying than it is valuable.
Yeah.
When you have a draft mode, most games that have draft modes when it comes to MOBAs have the ability to switch. So like, especially priority to like hide, like, hey, can you pick that one character for me?
Yeah.
And I'll make sure I pick the character that's more important to hide right now.
Yeah.
Because like in League, it's like you
do that
pick the supports. You pick the support.
Yeah.
You pick the top laner.
Yeah.
Then mid, and then jungle top.
Yeah.
Or, like, those last 3 could be interchangeable, honestly, but especially if the other team's already revealed something that you can counter. Mm-hmm. But it's... And then we also don't have bans.
Yeah.
And that would be very helpful for certain characters to make sure that they can succeed. Mm-hmm. And, like, supports. Certain supports can get countered very easily by these junglers and these solo laners, and that's the problem. Most of the time, like, the only characters I really don't see, like, really actually have counters is the actual rangers.
Yeah.
Rangers really don't have counters. They have movesets that are complementary to them, and like pretty much, if you really think about it, everyone counters them.
Yeah.
Because if you can close gap into them, and especially if they don't have escape like Murdoch and Sparrow, they're dead.
Yeah, like you just have to be able to get in their face to really counter them.
So I think if they really talk about having a further draft mode into it, I think that'd be more beneficial. I mean, I like the draft mode. It's very interesting looking. They actually updated it recently, and they actually, when you select a character, you have like all the icons, and the character actually is like seeable from behind. Like it's like they're very close up, like a little bit above the knees,
right?
And like it's very interesting now, and I like the aesthetic of it, but they need to add more practicality to it.
Yeah.
So introduce a ban system and a trade. So I could pick, if I'm first pick, I can pick my support, but if I'm not, someone else can pick my support, and then I can pick their character. Yeah. So we can hide picks better.
Yeah. And another thing that makes that more important is like League of Legends, in ranked at least, you can't play the same hero as somebody else on the enemy team even.
Yeah.
So that kind of swapping and stuff is something that's going to need to come into play eventually anyways.
But that'll fall under the competitive scene. And
yeah, and it also, to do that and to do it right, we really need them to improve the communication.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it just needs to happen. So
let's see what else. Of course, Monolith. Like,
yeah.
We don't really have to talk about that because we all know it's here.
New balance, new version of Paragon.
Totally. This is a really interesting fact, and we both thought this is really interesting.
Yeah. There were 832,000 players in January, up from 650,000 in November, which that's almost 250,000 players in just a couple months.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah. That growth. And it keeps growing.
Yeah.
And they said it's 44% more players each week.
Yeah, these are active players, which is just insane.
Yeah, and that falls under me and you, who are pretty active when we play. And another interesting fact: 17% less, or are down to 17% for surrendering in matches in Monolith.
It says down by 17%.
Whatever.
Yes, same thing.
I phrased it differently.
Same difference. Yeah. Same thing.
Yeah. But that's really interesting too. I mean, I've surrendered a couple times since Monolith's come out, but that's just me. Because before the death fix in this, it was a steamroll effect.
Yeah.
Like if they continually kill one of your guys, they may be sharing that card XP, but that's still a good amount of card XP the more kills they get. So
yeah, it gets to be ridiculous.
But now we're gonna get into some of the stuff in the article. And the first part, I found it pretty funny. Heroes # every 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Now with ranged heroes.
Yeah.
And if you really think about it, they know they kind of
too many melee heroes.
Too many melee.
Yeah, there's not enough rangers. Not enough.
The Fae was the last. No, Bellica.
Yeah.
Bellica was the last ranged.
Yeah. And honestly, I want more casters. Like, I want more characters like Gideon that use, more magic-based stuff and do, like, crazy burst damage with their abilities.
Yeah.
We like, Gideon's the closest to that, but his ultimate doesn't really complement it. So we don't really have that in Paragon right now. We don't have the, I guess a good example in, like, League of Legends is to be Brand. We don't have that kind of caster who can just destroy a single person,
quickly.
We don't have that. It just doesn't exist.
Most of the casters are good at team fights.
Yeah, and I want to see more single target, less AoE abilities.
Like a ranged version of Countess.
Yeah, basically.
Because she can do that. She's the only mid laner who can actually do that to a single target. And April, they said April will be the first ranged hero that we've had in a while. Because we didn't even realize it when we first talked about it. Because it was Quang.
Yeah.
Then Crunch. Then Seraph.
Yep.
And then
Aurora.
And then with the rework to Twin Blast and between the new Monolith map. But I'm interested to see where they go. I mean, I have to say that it was probably a lot easier to build a melee character with abilities than a ranged character with abilities.
Yeah.
I think if they, I would love to see them actually just give us, like, it's kind of like a big FU.
Right.
Oh, and we forgot Countess too.
Oh yeah, Countess is another melee.
Because this is all chronological.
Yeah, it was.
Because after Bellica, who was our last range, it was Quang, Countess, Crunch, Seraph, and Aurora. Yeah. All melee.
And then before that, we had Narbash, also melee. Then the Fae.
Who was range.
Yeah, but then we have Greystone, Chimera, and Richter, which were all melee again. Like, I didn't even realize that. That's pretty funny.
There's not a lot of range in this game.
No, there really isn't.
If you really think about it. But I'm excited to see what they do with the new range character they're talking about.
Yeah.
But I think for them it was probably a lot easier to build melee characters than it was to build range characters. Because if you look at the last couple of range characters, they're very interesting movesets.
Yeah.
I mean, they made Bellica into a caster killer. The Fae being a mix of a support and a damage dealer, which, like, it's kind of gets tricky in certain scenarios, but then I mean, before that it was Grim. After, like, that was the last rage era before the Fae.
And he was another ADC too, so we just haven't gotten any casters even.
I would like to see another ADC, just throw out more options for ADC.
Yeah.
Or a burst caster. Yeah. Someone who, for single target.
Yeah, I'd like to see more casters, more ranged in general.
Yeah. And then, like, they also had this really interesting concept art, and if you haven't seen it for Iggy, I think they're going with the theme of the Chinese New Year.
It does look that way, yeah.
Yeah, it's Scorch is a giant chick.
Scorch is a he's a big
phoenix,
rooster.
Like a phoenix?
He's a rooster because it's the year of the rooster, right? So he's a rooster and he's got Iggy on his back who's like a gerbil.
Yeah, which Iggy looks more like Howitzer.
Yeah, he kind of does.
Like Howitzer switch places.
Yeah.
That'd be funny if, like, Iggy went into the Howitzer
They made a skin for him.
Yeah, where Iggy stole, and then, like, Howitzer's all mad, so he stole Scorch.
Yeah, and turned him into a rooster.
But then the turret, they show a turret that is very Chinese themed. And they showed kind of like, they have like a quick little sketch of how Scorch will breathe fire and all that. And I think it's pretty interesting. It's an interesting skin. I think it'll be another tier 3 to go along with Steel and Gideon.
Yep. I don't like Steel's tier 3. Just saying.
I don't see how it's a tier 3 technically.
Yeah, no, it's
like some of his abilities change, but like Gideon definitely looks like a tier 3.
That's a freaking epic skin.
That anchor, his teleport, even like
all of it.
It's all themed. Yeah. And I mean, Steel has his shield.
Yeah, Steel's like,
which is themed, which is kind of, it's cool looking. When even though you can't never see it.
Yeah.
Because you're never facing the opposite direction of where the shield's going.
Yeah.
But whatever.
Steel is like, I'm naked.
Yeah, like, and I have these giant weird fists.
Yeah.
But whatever. But anyway, the next thing they talked about is a new card system and game modes. Card system definitely needs to be helped and reworked and improved.
Yeah. Yeah, it says the existing card system has a lot of flaws and doesn't deliver on the promise. On the promise? That's weirdly worded. So we were redesigning it right now. Italicized.
Yeah,
so
like let's put quotations around that.
Yeah,
guys.
It's like, so we're fixing that soon. We haven't locked down the details yet, but we are rethinking the entire thing again. They didn't say again, but I just added it because
again.
It's again.
They're going to rework them again.
Yeah.
We've already talked about the card system.
Yeah.
Paragon, you wanted to reduce the amount of tankiness, which was a good idea because it was a tank meta and needed to be fixed.
Right.
It was too tanky.
Mm-hmm.
What needs to be fixed, and this is just our opinion, is if you are a tank, Steel, Richter, Narbash, even some of the junglers.
Yeah.
make it so that if I build all armor for both ability and basic, that I will actually be tanky.
Yeah.
Give me that satisfaction. I will not put out damage. Yeah. Make it so that none of those tank cards
have damage
on them.
Yeah. It's just I don't mean to hurt you, but we need to get to a point where it's not beneficial for carries to build anything armor related for the most part, but it is beneficial for tanks to build it. So the tanks can be tanky and they won't do damage, and you won't end up with Murdochs who have half armor on, and they're just as tanky as the tanks, but they do shitloads of damage too.
Make it so these characters that can fall under in between have to choose how much they choose.
Right.
Because here's the thing. Narbash, my boy.
Yeah.
I don't want to do damage with him. He has no purpose doing damage.
Right.
Everyone else should be doing enough fucking damage for me to actually tank it.
Yep.
And that's the thing. That's the dynamic that you need to make. Is if I choose Narbash and someone tries to do damage with him, he's not going to be that effective. Make it that way. Make it so that certain characters, if you've labeled it already, we've seen your post on the infographics on who plays what and what they should do. Make it so that you kind of separate the supports.
Yeah.
Because these are the people that are having the hardest time. It's the supports. Because you're two types of supports right now. You have your melee and your range.
Yeah.
They should both have different sets on how they build.
Yeah. And they just don't fit too well in the current meta, which is weird.
Yeah. I could still help win.
Oh, yeah. You still have really good support players out there. It's just they don't have the tools they need to do what they need to do.
And it's just up in the air.
Yeah.
You can do whatever with them. But it doesn't mean it's going to work.
Yeah.
Steel. Steel's awesome as a support right now.
Yeah.
Because with his affinities, he can build that tanky support build. Because he's Order and Intellect.
I believe so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't quote me on that, guys.
You know what? I can just give it a look.
Yeah, give it a little look.
While you're talking. Order and
Intellect.
Yep.
Perfect. But he has that perfect affinity that he's going to build tanky with the Order.
Yeah.
And build that mana pool with the affinity, but he also has damage.
Right.
And that's... I think that's something where his affinity is allowed to have a little bit of damage because his moves need to have damage behind them to be good. Narbash, on the other hand, he's growth...
I'm going to stab, bitch.
He is growth and order. He is that affinity is basically how I define it as armor health regen.
Yeah.
That's very much those two series is so let him be that tanky health regen, health station, stunning, slow, have him with his moves just be a support moveset. Because he already is.
Right.
He should be building mana. He should be health regen, health, armor, and make it so the armor cards, especially for certain affinities, only do added health.
Yeah.
Make universal cards maybe even be the only damage dealing stuff.
Right.
Make it so that you force with these affinities that they're only specific to a certain role.
Yeah.
So Intellect is known for mana.
It would, yeah.
Fury's meant for attack speed, crit, all those damage dealing stuff. Order's tanky. Growth is health regen and the regeneration stuff.
Corruption is lifesteal and
self-hurting almost a lot of the time.
Yeah.
But it's a lifesteal and the weird actives.
Yeah.
They have the weirdest actives in all of the affinities.
I know. Yeah.
But at the same time, make it so that we have this dynamic that you're going to have to make people choose. All right, Sevarog, you fall under two different categories of damage-dealing tank.
Yeah.
What are you going to be really focusing on?
Yeah.
You could pick a little bit of this, but you're not going to benefit as much on this side.
Yep.
So you're going to teach people how to build good decks through that.
Yeah.
And I think that's the most important part.
Yeah. And you show people that they need to tailor what they want to do for a specific hero.
Exactly.
To a specific kind of deck.
And it gives a little bit more flexibility. Let's say that, especially Sevarog. Sevarog's the only character that they have that plays 2 different roles.
Yeah,
they can play
according to them.
According to them. I've seen Sevarog do a lot of different stuff. But off lane jungle.
Yeah.
Those 2 would probably have 2 different card decks.
Yeah, you would have to.
Because you would have Sevarog probably being a little bit more damage dealing in the jungle, where off lane, Sevarog wants to be tanky.
More tank, more survivability.
Yeah, exactly. So you have, just from there, you see that the card decks need to be different.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be the same deck. It should be you choosing how you're going to play that character.
Yeah.
You should have decks for all sorts of like, they don't give you a lot of decks. That's the sad part. But like when it came to League of Legends, I had different builds when I played for the same character. Yeah. Depending on who I faced and how I could counter.
Yeah.
And that's how this card system is. It's even better than League of Legends. Already off the bat, it's better.
Yeah, it has so much more potential.
Yeah, so it has more potential. And that's what I'd like to see in the card system is actually not to say you should be punished if you're trying to build both. Yeah. Be one and keep with it. Yeah. You don't need 3 tanks. Mm-hmm. You need, if you're going to build a little bit of tankiness, build a little early tankiness. Yeah. You know, build that quick 6 card that will give you a little bit of tankiness in the beginning. But at the end, you should be straight damage dealer if you're a Chimera. Yeah. Yeah. Chimera, just definitely. Yeah. But, yeah. And that way, you have this balance of like, okay, Narbash is going to be here. He's going to be the tank. He's going to try to keep everyone attacking him. Yeah. Also, we talked about cards in the past about like Thornmail. Yeah. We don't have a Thornmail card. Yeah, we don't have armor cards that reflect damage. We don't have the armor cards just feel weird because they seem like they're a mix of armor and power. Yep. And they shouldn't be that. No. It should be just power. Yeah. Or armor or just mana. Just this. What I would really personally love to see is power being only the universal cards. Yeah. And then those cards that are affinities would be your skill, like what your character should be building into. They'd be like niche cards. Yeah. Yeah. And with some of them, maybe put power. But like order, if you really think about all the order characters, right? Yeah. There's only a few that actually need damage. But their other affinity is damage. Yeah. Like look at Greystone. Right. Feng Mao. Yeah. Like those are characters that have order, but also have fury. Yeah. And it works on that dynamic. And so make fury the only one that really has a good amount of damage. Or make intellect have some, and then, like, be smart about it. Most of the order people, when they use order cards, don't use them for the damage. Yeah. No, and just in general, there's an overabundance of power cards, and just across the board. Yep. There's too many of them, and they're too easy to come by. Like you can stack so much power at this point, and that's why some of the characters' damage is just out of control. Yeah. And you can't build tanky enough to counter it because you can't. It's just burst fights. Yeah. It's quick burst fights, no skill. Like it's just like that guy died, that guy died, that guy died, that guy died, and then you end up having like even if you lose, you still lose on the other side too. Yeah. Because it's like, oh well, they only have 2 people, we have 3. Right. Like that's not really a win in my opinion. No, it's not. That's more of a a draw. Yeah. In that situation, and it's not you're going to be able to push. So yeah. But that's what I like to see. And then they also talk about game modes. Right here. So first they want to make a shorter, faster version of the PvP. Yeah. Which would probably be meaning the whole rumors about the 3v3. Right. And the one-on-ones. I hate one-on-one. It doesn't matter what game it is. I won't play it. What I would like to see, though, was something that League of Legends has done. 3v3 is pretty cool. Yeah. And all random, all mid. That would be insane. With Paragon, you get some crazy stuff in there. And what I loved about ARAM the most is it wasn't competitive. Yeah. So there was no stress about winning or losing. Yeah. But it made you try these new characters. Yeah. Like characters that you were probably maybe too scared to try or Didn't know they maybe met your play style. So you kind of like learn a character through this game mode. And I think that'd be awesome to have like an ARAM.
Yeah.
And then like people who, I think you can also see how people work together too. I mean, some characters would be kind of weird in ARAM. Like if it was all mid, there'd have to be like slight jungle, kind of like Smite.
Yeah.
Because like Kalari in one lane,
like you can't do anything. Yeah. No.
And then like ulti.
Yeah.
Would be scary as shit because if they're like trying to run back to their base, and you ult, so you're now between like two towers at this point. And you're like, there's no lane to get out of here. Yeah. So they have to like kind of like sneak by, and hopefully no one like has a ward up or anything like that.
Yeah. Well, you could have it like in League of Legends, you can't go back.
Oh yeah, that's right.
You have to die.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Like that. Yeah.
And then there'd be no wards either because there's no purpose of wards technically.
Yeah.
Except for Kalari. But anyway, I think that'd be really cool. And then they have this what I found interesting was PvE co-op.
PvE co-op?
Yeah. They have the second will be a PvE co-op mode with both of these will be starting small.
Right.
I guess they're experimental. PvE co-op.
Yeah, I was like, are you serious? Like I had to look to see it.
I don't know how that would work.
What does that mean?
Would it just be waves or like?
Is it like a campaign mode? Like, what are we looking at a storyline? Like, I'm confused now.
Man, that would be really cool.
It would be
a storyline, even if they limited to a certain amount of characters in the storyline so far.
Yeah,
but it'd be something to give lore.
You know what? It'd be cool if it was like Overwatch has their animated shorts. You know, Paragon has their PvE co-op shorts.
Yeah,
where you go in and play like as a couple heroes that are, connected in some way.
Yeah,
and you see the backstory behind them,
like the whole Sevarog, Seraph, and Countess.
Yeah,
I'd love to see that as like the first campaign.
Bellica and Murdoch.
Yeah,
that kind of stuff.
But I think it'll be interesting to see if how they do that, what they do with that. That's kind of interesting that they even mentioned it.
Yeah, it's like it's just out of nowhere. It's like 10 words. It's like wait.
Yeah, like that's all. It's like, and it's kind of like one of those things where it's like, yeah, I've been having a really good time, but I have herpes now. But yeah, so you want to go get a sandwich real quick? And like that's what they did with it.
Yeah,
was they were talking about this whole PvP, and we're like, oh, okay, we already know PvP exists.
Yeah,
and it's like the second will be the PvP co-op mode. With both of these, we'll just experiment a little bit with them and whatever. And it's like, wait, well, hold up. What was that second thing you just said?
Yeah, it's like you just dropped that bomb and you're not... Wait.
You mean the PvP?
Yeah.
No. The second thing
the second thing. It's like, oh yeah, the PvP. Like,
yeah. No, man. Like, get back.
Yeah.
But it'll be interesting. There's a lot of cool things they could probably do with that. But
yeah, like my mind is just running off with the ideas, and I haven't totally.
I can see a wave mode.
Yeah, like a horde mode.
Yeah.
Like what's that game called? Killing Floor.
Yeah.
Type of thing. It's just I don't know.
But it's weird for a MOBA to do something like that with PvE.
Yeah, like
because isn't everything PvE? Like
yeah, player versus environment.
Yeah.
I don't know.
We'll see.
Yeah.
I think it'll be interesting to see.
Maybe it'll be reminiscent of the Battleborn PvE.
Probably better, though.
Yeah. Better. Yeah, better. But have, raid bosses and stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Like things that'll actually benefit you.
Right.
It doesn't cost you $60 to do.
Right, exactly.
Anyway, I'm not salty about that.
No.
Moving on. And then they mentioned more new things on the way. So, matchmaking system version 2. It says all new from the ground up, meaning that what we just easily probably talked about earlier could be happening.
Yeah, we could end up with the the pick ban system, being able to swap with other players on your team, heroes, stuff like that.
Banning.
And I kind of hope they do something with the draft system in this, like they have in League of Legends, where you pick your main and off roles that you want to play.
Yeah. I don't know why they took that away.
Well, they never had it in this, did they?
Well, they did. They remember in Legacy, they had Ranger, Assassin, Fighter, Jungle.
They didn't let you pick that?
Yeah, and let you pick, and it had support. And I feel like that's super important. I don't know why they took away the support button. Because, it's confusing when I put right lane, and then I see a person pick a support, and I'm like, no, I want to support.
Right. Well, I mean, what I mean is, like before you queue up, even like you click play, and it says what roles do you want to play, and say for me, like I want to play jungle as my main role, mid as my off role, and it queues me up, and I get placed on the team as that, like either
you
mid
queue
or
up
jungle
automatically for it.
Yeah, and I go in. It's like I queued up for it, and I get to play one of those two roles.
And see, I think that'd be great.
Yeah.
The only issue that I have is the times it would take. It might boost up times the more people you have on your squad.
Oh yeah.
Where you're looking for that one dude to play this one role.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like that's what in League of Legends. Then, like if you're playing with a group of 3 or 4 people, you all pick your main role, and then you click fill as the other one.
Oh.
So, I mean, one of you will more than likely not get your role, but then the queue time speeds up a lot.
Yeah. So I think as long as they're trying to work on it, I think that's the key.
Yeah.
And then of course lots of balancing changes, and that's such a
it's a pretty
general
big issue.
Well, it's a general statement too.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, we're working on balancing. It's like, okay,
yeah,
it should be.
Yeah, you definitely need to be. Yeah.
So a cool thing that they announced is banners.
Oh yeah, that's pretty cool. I like that a lot, actually.
It's like Diablo-esque kind of like idea.
Yeah.
Like I wonder how in-depth customization there is to the banners.
I don't know. Like
I'm excited to see it.
From the animation, I'll show it in the video.
Yeah.
But yeah, the animation is it's really cool. Drop a big ass banner on somebody's face as you kill them.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, I like that.
And it's just one of those little cosmetic things that they probably will give you an option to turn it off if you don't want to do it.
Yeah.
Which I don't blame you. Like that seems it could as long as it doesn't stop you from like running somewhere.
Oh, if it has collision, that I don't think they put collision.
I hope not.
Yeah.
But that's the only thing I could see bad with it.
Yeah.
But other than that, I think it's a cool little like customization type of killing system.
Yeah.
You make your mark on someone's death.
Yeah.
So I think that's cool. Next is new skins and skin variations.
Yeah, and I'll show the little animation here too. So.
Yeah. Basically, the idea of it is there's going to be more skins, of course.
Yeah.
Duh. Like, what MOBA doesn't have skins for their characters?
Mm.
But skin variations. Kind of, if you're familiar with Heroes of the Storm, they have this in their own system. Right. Where, with the skins for your characters, and there's an animation on the page that does it for you and basically explaining and showing what it looks like. But even for paid skins or free skins, there'll be variations on the skin of color.
Yeah.
And that way you can choose, like if you don't like Gideon's blue on his tier 3 skin, you could, for what they show, they change it to white or change it to teal or change it to this. Yeah. And I think that's really cool. It gives a little bit more customization to the same old fucking skin.
Yeah. I have to point something out here.
Yeah.
What is that?
Oh, that's the Halloween skin.
That's the Halloween skin?
Yeah, for Gideon.
I've never seen it.
Yeah, that's exclusive. Yeah, sorry. Barbarians freaked out a bit.
What is this Satan skin that I've never seen before?
The Satan skin for the Halloween.
I wasn't playing much during Halloween, so...
If you did play, you got a free Murdoch Halloween skin where he has the...
I did get the Murdoch skin.
And then I got... In the Christmas one, I only got one.
Yeah,
I got Kalari's.
I think I got Gadget and Kalari.
Yeah,
for Christmas.
I wish I got the other ones, but I only got Kalari's for some reason. But whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, so basically, you're going to be able to make more customization to your character from the skin that you have.
Yeah,
and I feel like this is very important, even for people who don't want to spend money on skins. AKA me, but
you still get something out of it.
You still get something out of it. You get a little bit of customization, so you don't feel like you're the same Gideon in the same lane, and
right.
That way your Gideon can be purple and that Gideon can be white, and like we can all be fucking happy with our choices. But I think it's cool. I think it's it's smart for them to do this.
We're all different colors, and together we make a rainbow.
Oh God, fucking leave.
I totally destroyed the conversation.
Yeah, you did. But no. After that, they discuss hero masteries, and I think the improvement that they want to do is perfect.
Yep.
More content, more progression, and more rewards for getting heroes to max level.
Mm-hmm.
So this is what I'm taking from it. I may be wrong, but this is what I'm taking from it. Is once you hit max level, there's actually going to be more rewards.
Yeah.
For that character, I want prestiges.
That would be cool.
That should be a thing.
Like prestige with a character and keep leveling up and unlocking more stuff.
And it just gets harder and harder every time.
Yeah.
When you hit like let's say for the first mastery, you get like one of his skins that you have to pay for.
Yeah.
But it takes a really long ass time to get.
Mm-hmm.
And then after that, you get maybe some other stuff like customization options, or make it so that like you have to play at least like 100 games again. With Gideon
to get to the next level.
Yeah, to get to the next level.
And when you do, you unlock some crazy stuff for him.
Yeah, like you unlock like a whole like Gideon exclusive loot crate.
That would be cool.
I think that would be a good marketing point. Make it hard, make it for your hardcore players to get that pack.
And what would be cool? Like they wouldn't even have to like give out new skins or anything. For like example with Gideon, you can change like say the meteor that he drops out of the sky, like change the animation to say like instead when you reach like level 12 or 13 or something, you get something where you can like spawn a train and it falls out of the sky instead of the meteor.
Or even just leave the rock and add like a star effect, like the old meteor shower that Gideon did.
Right.
Like add that effect, so it's like, oh god, this guy's prestiged. Like
when you see him use that, it's like shit. This guy's played this guy a lot.
His teleport has like a cool effect and like add like extra animation points. That would be a good idea too.
It'd be easy for them to implement, and it'd be rewards that people were willing to work really hard to get.
Yeah, and it kind of shows, and even make a prestige skin.
That would on
top of the master. Like, okay, you mastered him, but we have this prestige skin that you haven't got, and you don't even know what it looks like.
Yeah,
you're not even allowed to see it yet. You have to be a prestige to see it.
That would be amazing.
And only other players would know eventually through seeing prestiges. Yeah. That that's the prestige skin? That's fucking badass. I want to go get that now.
It'd be like, say, for just to use Gideon's skeleton skin.
Yeah.
Like if you had something like that tier 3 skin, maybe not as complex. I mean, you make something like that, you want to make money.
Make Gideon go Super Saiyan.
Yeah, like do something crazy like that, and you're a new player. You haven't been playing. You've been playing for a month or so, and you see this Gideon or some other character that just like, holy shit, that looks so cool. How'd you get that? Yeah. I mean, seeing stuff like that pushes people to play more. Because back when I first started playing World of Warcraft, back in vanilla and BC, I was leveling up and I saw these max level players that had the current like top end armor and gear on, and I looked at them. It's like, that gear is so cool looking. Yeah, and, it's like, I want that gear. I want to be that guy. I want to be like that, and
that's what I want, because we're getting to with Paragon, we're getting closer to the official game. Yeah, we're getting very close, and I feel like maybe even before 2018, it'll be official technically.
I think it will be too,
and that's what I'd like, because we're gonna start seeing like that League of Legends status of knowing like who the best players are in this role with these players. And we're gonna treat them like celebrities within the actual community, and that's what we want. Like, for example, we both follow like Bloodthirsty Lord and Generation Hollow and stuff like that. They are great characters for the community. They are really entertaining. They're very good at playing, and and that's what we're getting too. Is that they honestly, those players will be like the first prestigious. Yeah, they will be that guy that like, man, I really want to be like him with that character and how good he is. Yeah, and exactly. And that's what Paragon needs to see, is that they need to start developing that in their fan base. Mm-hmm. Like, I wouldn't say that I'm going to be the most awe-inspiring support of all goddamn time in Paragon. But what I'm saying is that, like, I may be one of those first prestiges to do Muriel, Decker, Narbash, Steel.
Narbash for sure.
For sure.
I could see you getting in with Narbash.
Yeah, I think it'd be fucking awesome if I was the first one to do it. But that's,
Super Saiyan Narbash.
I mean, sometimes it's unrealistic, but but that's what that Paragon has to do. Is that, and it goes down to growing the community here shortly too. That they also covered. But just quick going through the rest of this topic of the additional stuff. Loot crates.
Yeah.
So they're going to add, basically it says expect to find some rare banners and skin variations coming soon in crates.
Yeah.
They'll be rolling into crates over the next few months. So that means that it looks like those variations are going to be unlockables.
Yeah. Something that you end up spending a little bit of money on.
Maybe.
Potentially.
Yeah.
And
what I hope they do though with banners and skin variations is add. So right now they have like the page that tells you like this is the epic rare, and then this is like the more common stuff. What I would like them to do is do a combo of rare and above.
Yep.
You get something from rare and above, and then you also get something just common.
Right.
At the same time. So like I would like to see skin variations and banners fall under the more common, or like a banner and a skin variation.
Right.
Like put banners in rare.
Yeah.
And then it's something where it's like, okay, maybe I didn't get that one mastery or that one skin, but I got this cool banner and the skin variation for maybe the character I play.
Yeah.
Like, make it so you get two things from crates.
Yeah.
Even if it's just aesthetic.
Nice. Yeah, I agree. And it again with those banners, like going back to the prestiging thing.
Yeah.
If you were to get like special banners for the prestige, like it drops it down and it's like, now I don't feel bad because that guy's prestige like 6 times.
Or participating in events.
Yeah.
In tournaments, as they were talking about, they wanted to do. That actually is the next topic. I'm skipping ahead, but they banners to do events, to do tournaments, to do masteries, to prestige, even achievements, like playing a certain amount of time with so and so character.
Yeah,
you get his. Well, that'd be probably part of the mastery, but anyway. But I think that'd be good. Hopefully, it's not too hard to get those skin variations, though. I would hate to have to pay for every skin variation.
Yeah, I kind of hope they do something similar to Dota 2, where you can get them as drops.
Yeah.
For each, for games and stuff like that.
And then last but not least, hero reworks.
Yep.
Revisiting old heroes with new kits and balance.
Yeah.
Richter.
Number 1 is Richter.
Number 1. What would be your number 2?
Kalari.
Kalari?
Yep.
Mine would be Iggy.
Iggy? I think Iggy's is mostly fine. He just needs to be tanky again.
Well, and that's... I think his is more of... His team fight ability is not that great.
Yeah, like, and I've said it before, like, if they changed his ult from doing what it is now to, like, say that he could drop all 3 turrets simultaneously using his ult in an area, that would fix him, mostly. He's still not tanky enough.
But I think he needs to be reworked on maybe more of the balance in the kits.
Yeah.
So... That would be my second, and then Kalari for you.
Yeah, who's your number 3 on that one?
I wouldn't say Narbash because that's more cards than his kit.
He's my number 3.
I know he is. He's son of a bitch. Who would be my number 3? That's hard to say. I'm trying to think.
Let me bring up the list real quick here.
Yeah.
Who else needs a good rework? I don't know. I kind of like to see a Decker rework or, rebalancing a little bit.
I think a Muriel rework might be helpful, too.
Muriel needs a rework.
Grim? Grim is now the worst ranger.
I think it's more of just needing buffs.
Yeah.
Than a rework, though.
I don't think his kit's bad. I think balancing-wise, he's not.
Yeah. Maybe Murdoch and what's it called? Sparrow.
Yeah,
a little bit.
Yeah, I think the Rangers in general, besides Twin Blast.
Yeah, because Twin Blast he just got his.
He just got his. So,
he's much better now.
I think other than that,
I I don't have too many other ones that I'd really say that need to be reworked. It's just Richter, Kalari, and who did you say?
Iggy.
Yeah, Richter, Kalari, and Iggy are the ones that really need a fix. Because I don't think buffs would fix them.
No.
And
maybe change the moveset or maybe change the stats, but they need some help. Next is the competitive play.
What about it?
You mean the fact that it doesn't exist yet?
Yeah.
No, but they do a little bit of a slam, like you mentioned earlier, probably to Overwatch.
Yeah, do you want to read the first sentence or so here?
Yeah, so we firmly believe that you can't rush competitive play.
Yeah.
Which, how many games in the past have tried to rush that?
Quite a few of them. A lot of them are Blizzard games.
Yep.
And it says games that push rankings, ranking events and tournaments before the game is actually, and this is capitalized, actually competitive, are missing the point and just going through the motions.
Which I mean,
and like if you look at, I'm just going to use Blizzard here. I do like Blizzard for anybody listening. I like their games and everything, but Overwatch, Heroes of the Storm. Like, what's the other one? The card game they have?
Oh, Hearthstone.
Like before Heroes of the Storm was even officially released, they had a competitive tournament for it. It's like, what are you doing?
Yeah,
it's not ready. Obviously, Overwatch, kind of the same thing. The game was obviously not ready
for the competitive scene.
That was abundantly clear watching the World Championships at Blizzard, and then the card game was never actually meant to be competitive, but it is. And then they have, I guess you could say World of Warcraft, but it's never really been a competitive PvP-minded game, or at least it wasn't made to be that way.
And you notice in those games, too, that people use exploits in the competitive scene. That should not be the case. It should be about skill.
Yeah.
And I like the fact that Paragon basically said, yes, we want to do competitive play, but no, we're not doing it anytime soon.
Yeah.
And soon is a very loose term. They're talking about how they're going to be. The first step is for them to learn how to do it right. They literally say that in their message.
Yeah.
And in the first half of 2017. So basically, if you think about it, from January to June, they're going to learn how to do it.
Yeah.
They're going to learn how to make sure that when they implement the competitive, that they will be good.
Yeah.
There shouldn't be any issues. And then once they're done, they'll deliver the full ranked mode.
Yeah, and I really like what they say here. It says, our guiding principle has been to work with you to figure out when Paragon will be ready, and we're getting there.
Yep.
Like, I like that they're, they're basically saying we're really involved with the community, and it's obvious they are, because I see, people with that epic tag all the time.
Yep. And then they also mentioned laddered competitive events.
Yeah.
So what they want to do is instill competition in your skill.
Yeah.
So platinum against platinum, gold against gold, diamond against diamond, bronze against bronze.
Yeah.
And so the casual player could still get in on all these chances of winning money. Now, it's not always fair.
Right.
If you really think about it. Because technically I could start up another account and win a bronze tournament.
Right. Yeah. Maybe the account will have to have existed for a certain amount of time and
exactly, and a
certain number of games.
Well, that's part of them knowing how to do it right.
Yeah.
Because that's an exploit off the top of my head that I've already thought of.
Yeah.
Not to say I'll do it, everyone, but because I rather fight people that I think that I'm more on par with than just trying to dominate. It's not fun just to dominate.
Yeah.
I want to actually dominate by playing well.
Mm-hmm.
Not by someone else messing up and I just take the opportunity. And they talk about real money rewards with different regions, skill levels. We basically say we want everyone to be able to compete, not just the pros. Expect more details over the next few months.
Yeah, which is awesome for me, like, because I've never had the time to put into a MOBA to be pro, really. Paragon's the one that I'm probably best at out of all the other MOBAs I've ever played.
Yeah.
and it's in part because I've been playing since like the very first beta, and there's still new players coming in. But also just because I'm just naturally better at third person or first person shooters than playing the StarCraft 2 click to move style thing. I've never been that great at that. But I was going somewhere with that. It's really cool because then I like myself. I don't ever plan on being pro in Paragon. I like to be competitive in it, but if I play, as in the Platinum League or a Diamond League, because I don't know if I'll ever be able to like get up to like a Masters like top couple hundred players in the world.
Yeah.
But if I'm playing in those leagues, like that's still fun. Being able to be competitive and stuff like that. It's like having in high school they have JV and varsity.
Yeah.
It's the same thing basically, only more tiers of players.
The only thing I hope is that, so for example, let's say, honestly, me and Barbarics are in different tiers right now in the unofficial ELO. So he's higher up than I am. I hope that, like, if, let's say we wanted to be on a team for a tournament, that they won't cut me off because of the fact that I don't meet the ELO rank.
Maybe they'll do like something like average it out. So say you have...
you have to have an average ELO of this.
So say, they just take everybody's ELO, average it, and then put you in whatever bracket.
And see, that would be better.
Yeah.
So that then you can take maybe that guy who plays support, like I do, who I'm not the one who makes the turnaround on a match. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't do the damage, so I'm not going to kill everyone, but I can keep everyone in the area so people can die.
Right.
And sometimes I win, sometimes I lose because of that idea. So supports kind of have harder time building that ELO every so often, as long as they're... The only time I can build mine is if I actually am laning with someone that I know and I can trust and all that kind of stuff. So I don't win most of the time if I'm solo queuing. So
yeah.
But I hope that's not a factor. But I think they're going to take their time with it and they're going to figure it out. And that's what I like.
Yeah.
Then there's also this concept for Feng Mao for a skin, which actually looks really cool.
Yeah.
I'm
slightly disappointed that it's a skin concept and not just a rework.
Well, yeah, concept. But they're covering up his face, so I'll take that.
It's always better if you cover up his face.
Yeah.
Is it a tongue?
No, that's his pipe.
Well, no, he is. You see that extra thing coming out? I think that's part of the mask is just blue.
Yeah, I think it's that, but
I thought it was a tongue just kind of.
But he kind of looked like he looks Atlantean almost.
Yeah.
It's really cool. If you haven't seen it, we're gonna post it up as we've been talking.
I'll put it in the video.
Yeah, sure. But
I do like it. Anything to get rid of the space Asian face.
Yeah, right. And then they end off on their new recap of growing the community. The community is pretty strong from what they've noted as the recap of 2016. Like, we're getting bigger and bigger.
Yeah.
And I think we'll start seeing more marketing and more advertisement from Paragon,
especially as they get close to their release. Yeah.
So, I'm excited for the future of Paragon. This is a great article to go over.
Yeah.
I know this video is going to be really long, from what I've seen. Yep.
Wow, that is a long one.
It's a long one. But I hope you guys all enjoyed us going over the information. I mean, this is more of a podcast than it is an actual YouTube video. So hopefully let us know in the comments below what you think about our views on it. Mm-hmm. Like and subscribe. And we are out.